Hi, I'm Chris Bishop, the head of programming at CNBC Africa. It's 100 days since Cyril Ramaphosa took the helm in South Africa. He promised rapid change and radical action to arrest the steep decline in the economy. It was a sorry time for a new head of state to come into power. The first 100 days are usually a guide to the stamp a new leader is going to leave on the job. CNBC Africa journalists got their heads together to assess the success or otherwise of Cyril's first 100 days. Now, it all began on a hot summer's day at Nasrec in Johannesburg. African National Congress delegates voted Ramaphosa in as the head of the party, making him a shoo-in for head of state. Then, this.
A new decision has been made by the ANC, whose effect is that I have now been compelled to resign by way of a motion of no confidence set down for tomorrow, 15 February 2018.
February the 14th, under extreme pressure, Jacob Zuma resigns. Ramaphosa took the reins the next day. So what has he done since? Often the first 100 days can be telling. Let's take a look at the apps on Cyril Ramaphosa's phone. Firstly, Ramaphosa had to move fast to remove some of the dead wood. This he did with a cabinet reshuffle at the end of February. Out went Lynn Brown from Public Enterprises, the Zuma loyalist Des Van Rooyen from Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Faith Mutambi at Public Service and Administration, and David Mhlongo, the father of the expensive nuclear deal, from Energy. The nuclear deal appeared to go with him. In came key appointments. The main one, Nhlanhla Nene, the competent and steady finance minister whose unceremonious removal in 2015 brought chaos to the markets. The deputy president appointment of David Mabuza appeared to be a bit of a compromise with the old guard. But other ministers, like the capable and experienced Derek Hanekom in tourism, inspired confidence. In mining, out went the hapless minister Mosebenzi Zwane. In came mining veteran and former union leader Gwede Mantashe. Within weeks, Ramaphosa put the controversial mining charter on hold. Mantashe reopened negotiations and claims to be heading for a compromise over the next couple of months. We'll see what happens. Mosebenzi Zwane's critics saw him as too close to the controversial Gupta family, and undoubtedly this led to his downfall. Ramaphosa cleared the way to charge the Gupta brothers for corruption and to seize their assets both in South Africa and abroad. Into the troubled state-owned enterprises came Pravin Gordhan, a stickler for fiscal discipline, determined to clean up. He laid down the law at South African Airways and fired the board at the transport umbrella Transnet. Also, he made changes to the Eskom board. Euphoria over the accession of the business-minded Ramaphosa saw the economy take a slight upturn. As money flowed in, the rand, that had been diving for years, appreciated by around 15% since December, albeit boosted by the weakness of the US dollar. Now, Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene took to balancing the books with a will and helped stave off yet another downgrade by the ratings agencies. Now, free higher education for poorer students was a bombshell dropped on Ramaphosa just before he won at the elective conference in December, a panacea to quell the unrest at the universities over the last couple of years. This year, first-year students will have free education, leading to everyone, if and when the country can afford it. There have been plenty of headlines, but maybe the biggest of the lot was the charging of his predecessor, President Jacob Zuma, for corruption. Many people, including me, thought they would never see it in their lifetime. In Durban, in April, they did. Ramaphosa also made headlines when he flew back from a Commonwealth meeting in London with investors to deal with the troubles in the Northwest. He made more headlines when he suspended the head of the South African Revenue Service, Tom Moyane, who seemed unassailable until then. Ramaphosa has thrown quite a few sound bites in his first steps in power. Tumamina, which translates to send me, straight from a Hugh Masekela song as he was sworn in. This conference has resolved that corruption must be fought with the same intensity and purpose that we fight poverty, unemployment and inequality. That was one when he was elected as head of the ANC. On state-owned enterprises, he said, at state level, we must confront the reality that critical institutions of our state have been targeted by individuals and families who, through the exercise of influence and the manipulation of governance processes and public resources. On the other side of the coin, there were words to worry foreign investors. This conference has resolved that the expropriation of land without compensation should be among the mechanisms available to government to give effective land reform and redistribution. Cyril Ramaphosa and his first 100 days in power. Success or failure? Too fast or too slow? Too radical or not radical enough? Let the debate begin.